Good evening. If everybody could take their seats, we're going to get ourselves going here pretty soon with the students marching in. Louder. Louder. Okay, great. We're going to get if everybody can get their seats, we'll get ready to kick the baccalaureate service off. You guys are really good at that. Only one more time, yeah? Good evening, and welcome to the Baccalaureate ceremony for the class of 2025. Tonight is an opportunity for you, the senior class, to reflect on your time here at Lincoln Academy. This evening is a moment for you to look around, to see how much you have grown, and honor the friendships and support that have been so important to you. I invite you to take a deep breath, relax, listen, and appreciate all your accomplishments. Tomorrow, we will focus on what comes next and how to bring yourselves into your new communities. After all, commencement means beginning. But tonight is a time for reflection. Tonight, let's focus on those who are here, those who are not, and the people who have been part of your lives and supported you along the way. This includes teachers, friends, coaches, and of course, your family. In challenging times, we rely on the people who love us most. Before you graduate tomorrow, please take a moment to thank these people. The speakers tonight have been chosen by you, which is quite an honor. I know each of them will offer insights and carefully chosen thoughts to help you recognize how far your voyage has taken you. Our first speaker tonight, we are lucky to have as a neighbor and a Lincoln Academy alum, Senator Cameron Rennie. She is serving her second term in the Maine Senate, where she is a member of the Marine Resources Committee and a member of the Appropriations and Financial Services Committee. She's a familiar face to many of you as she grew up here in Bristol and has served as a school counselor for many years. After graduating from Lincoln Academy in 2003, she earned a Bachelor of Arts in Community and Justice Studies from Guilford College and a master's degree in school counseling from the University of Southern Maine. Her family roots in Lincoln County run deep, and her legislative efforts have consistently focused on improving the lives of students and families, ensuring that voices are heard and needs are met. She has advocated for town academies since she took office and understands the complex and nuanced relationship between Lincoln Academy, our sending towns, the state government. And I am deeply grateful for her work on our behalf. Please welcome Senator Cameron Rennie.
Thank you very much. I wasn't expecting nice things to be said about me tonight. Good evening, everyone. Graduates, families, faculty, and friends. For those of you who don't know me, I am Cameron Rennie. I'm the state senator for District 13. So that's most of Lincoln County, just not Dresden, and the towns of Washington and Windsor. I did grow up in Bristol, and I graduated from Lincoln Academy way back in 2003. As someone who now serves in the state legislature, I spend a lot of my days debating issues and reading bills and making decisions about policy. One would think a person would become a legislator by following some kind of related path, maybe law school or obtaining a political science degree, or maybe working on campaigns. For me, it really started growing up here and then attending Lincoln Academy, because for me, the biggest part of running and serving in office has to do with values and the community that helped shape those values. High school was honestly not always easy for me. I had my share of ups and downs academically and in my personal life. There were moments where I did not know what would come next, but looking back, I know that every part of that experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly, helped shape the person that I am today. So although there were moments when I struggled to believe a good future existed, I was not alone. There were teachers that didn't give up on me, friends who checked in when I failed to reach out, and people in my hometown who reminded me that I mattered. And that's what got me through. That's what community looks like. And that's what I see here tonight. Class of 2025, whether you realize it or not, you have spent the last 4 years not just learning facts or passing tests. You've been building something bigger. You've been building relationships. You've been part of teams, clubs, friend groups, classes, hallway conversations. You've encouraged one another. You've shown up for each other, especially in tough moments, and I promise you that that matters. Whatever your next step may be, college, a trade, a job, military, something else, success is not just about how smart or talented you are. It's about how well you understand the people around you. So please know you don't have to have it all figured out. Think back over these past years and remember the lessons you learned, both academic and personal. You've made it through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you should be very proud of how far you've come. Please recognize your friends or family or teachers who helped get you here. Community does not end at graduation. It expands as you move on to whatever your next step may be. So a big congratulations to the class of 2025. I cannot wait to see what communities you build as you move forward. And really, thank you for letting me be a part of this milestone. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Rennie. Okay, next up, our first performer today is a member of the Lincoln Heirs Honors Choir, who this year joined the theater program in the role of King Duncan in Macbeth. He is headed to Southern Maine Community College with the intention of studying pre-engineering. Please welcome Daniel Coley to the stage.
To the world with care, my love, and speak the things you seek. Let new names take and root and thrive and grow. And even as you travel far from heather, crag and river, may you, like the little fisher, set the stream alight with glitter. May you enter now as otter, without falter, into water. Look to the sky with care, my love, and speak the things you see. Let new names take and root and thrive and grow. And even as you journey on, past dying stars exploding like the gilded one in flight, leave your little gifts of light, and in the dead of night, my darling, find the gleaming eye of starling, like the little aviator. Speak the things to all dark matter. Walk through the world with Sir, my love, and sing the things you see. Let new names take and root and thrive and grow. Even as you stumble through Maca sands eroding, let the fern unfurl your grieving, let the heron still your breathing, let the selkie swim you deeper. Oh, my little silver seeker, even as the hour goes bleaker, be the singer and the speaker, and in city and in forest, let the good become your chorus. And when every hope is gone, let the raven call you home.
Whoops. Sorry. Thank you, Daniel, for that. That was beautiful. And thank you to Miss Anderson for accompanying him. Next up, we're going to bring Otto Schoenthal up to the stage. You'll hear from him. Otto has served as our student body president this year. He's done an incredible job advocating for student initiatives that range from bringing back the traditional homecoming bonfire to getting bigger cups in the dining hall. Otto, who started quietly his freshman year, has grown a lot into a very capable student leader, and I've enjoyed emceeing our weekly community meetings with him. Recently, I've seen a lot of Otto as he completes his boat building internship very nearby, in fact, right over there in that barn. He will head off to Northeastern University in the fall, where he will compete for their sailing team and participate in Navy ROTC. Please welcome Otto.
I fear my speech might be a little bit similar to Senator Rennie's, but you guys got to sit through it anyway, so. Here we go. High school is an area of tremendous change in most people's lives. I'm sure many of us, including me, look back on ourselves during freshman year and appreciate that change. Seeing yourself as a freshman in the senior slideshow can be a little bit humbling. It's hard to define how we've changed as a class. I guess you could say we've matured. But when you look at the individual people, that is where the momentous developments are so apparent. I look at the people that I sat next to freshman year, and I can't believe how different they've become. I could pick anyone from these front 3 rows, and if I described them freshman year, you'd have no idea who they were now. I won't pick on any of you, but I can say that my evolution has been significant. I started here shy and hesitant. I had just moved from Virginia, and I was unfamiliar with my surroundings and the people I was in class with. Through my time here, I have built confidence and become comfortable with myself. Skills that have made me a leader and helped me develop meaningful connections. Much of our growth is unexpected. We don't often think of ourselves as needing some dramatic change. 3 or 4 years ago, I bet most of us thought we were at least all right. But then we look back to see that transformation, and we are glad for it. This type of change sneaks up on us. It's not something that you can create, just something that happens as we developed. And accepting this change is what creates our identities. Our class is no stranger to change. Just inside our LA community, we have seen immense change. We've seen the coming and going of many new and old teachers. We've seen legends like Miss Sims, Miss Collins, Miss Welch, and Mr. Page retire, and the introduction of many new courses and programs. We were here when the pipes burst and everyone crammed into the dry parts of the building. We helped our communities recover from storms, and we've brought back old traditions. We've embraced new students and classes, and we have made our mark on Lincoln Academy. The growth we have experienced in high school mirrors our world, which seems to be changing more and more each day. Today, change is unstoppable and insistent. News travels rapidly, we absorb it, and we change ourselves accordingly. We adapt our politics, morals, and beliefs constantly, trying to keep up with this ever-quickening flow of information. We change our slang or sense of humor based on what we see on Instagram or TikTok. These changes are difficult to keep up with, but this change is what drives our lives forward. We are all close to making some of the biggest changes in our lives. We'll be working jobs, entering trades, pursuing college degrees, joining the military, many other career paths. Making these changes will help you think differently, experience interesting places, and try new things, all the while creating learning and advancing growth. One of the reasons change is difficult is that people like routine, and altering that routine feels like a chore. We like to stay in the same town, go to the same places, and eat the same foods. I get nervous making new connections and friends. I feel comfortable around the people I already know. But when I form new relationships, I learn more about myself and how to be a better person. Changes are essential to our lives. Without them, we become satisfied and stop reaching for our goals. Pushing yourself to improve at something, like a language, getting stronger, or learning a new skill, will give you a sense of purpose and fulfill a desire you didn't know you had. We all have the ability to achieve great things. So as we move on from Lincoln Academy, open yourself to new experiences and set high goals. More change is coming, whether we like it or not. Embrace it. Thank you.
Thank you, Otto, for that. I appreciate it very much. Next, we're going to have another performance tonight. Olive Siegel is an accomplished singer and songwriter who has also been involved in our theater program, as well as a critical member of the girls' tennis team that heads to the regional finals on Monday. That's excellent. She comes from a multi-generational LA family. LA grads in the audience may be familiar with her mother's family, the Belknaps. Many of her relatives have graduated from Lincoln, and her grandfather was a long-serving trustee here at Lincoln Academy. Olive is going on to Middlebury College next year to study English and language arts with a concentration in education. And Olive will be accompanied this evening by classmate Sophia Scott. Welcome, Olive. That was wonderful. Thank you very much, Olive and Sophia. Okay, you got one more person to talk to you tonight. And I don't really, what am I going to say? You all know him better than I do. But anyway, when the class was invited to nominate a faculty speaker, their choice was obvious. The class of 2025 is lucky enough to graduate with this guy who's watched 41 Lincoln Academy classes before them receive their diplomas. 41. He is comfortable on the mic as he has been leading trivia, teaching the school song, and leading our Spirit and Pride program since long before my time here at LA. Mr. Page will retire this year, and he will be deeply missed. He was honored to be chosen to speak to the class of 25, so please welcome Mr. LA, Phil Page.
Thank you. I want to thank you, the class of 2025, for inviting me to be one of your baccalaureate speakers today. I hope what I share with you and others in attendance this evening will in some way be meaningful. Okay, you've seen me do this before. Rennie's glasses. More powerful, though. How many times have I done that in a community meeting? A couple of times. First of 4 things I have for you. I call it a potpourri. It's 4 things unrelated, but hopefully meaningful to you. First, the quotes of the week. The last 4 years were intended to be quotes, inspirational messages, but they have also allowed me to interact with many students in many ways, which I have truly enjoyed. How many got a $2 bill from me? Raise your hand. Yeah. That's the community giving. That's the banks. Thank you very much. Okay. So I obviously, it gave me opportunities to interact with students. But right now, seniors, you've got to tell me something. What was the first quote you had when you came to Lincoln Academy? Yes? A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. Okay, thank you. What is your first senior quote? What was your first senior quote? Thank you. Every exit is an entrance somewhere. And what is your second senior quote? Excuse me?
If the opportunity knocks you open the door.
No, that's this week's quote. What was your second senior quote? What was the second?
Whatever you are, be a good one.
Abraham Lincoln, whatever you are, be a good one. Thank you, Jaden. All right. Well, I'm hoping, that was 100%. How about, over your 4 years, you probably had about 100 different quotes. See if you can help share with your family and friends 25 of my favorite this year. Happiness begins when selfishness ends. Thank you. There is no better compass than compassion. Thank you. The best thing to hold on to in this world is each other. Thank you. You are enough, just as you are. Control
What you can control.
Control what you can control. Be stronger. Be stronger than the storm. What good is an idea if it remains an idea? Character is what we do when no one is looking. See if you can get this one. Seek respect. Not attention, it lasts longer. Thank you. Excellence in small things.
Excellence in all things.
Thank you, Tanner. It's excellence in all things. Live simply so others can simply live. Think of many things. Do one. Miss Hom like this one. The way of progress is neither swift nor easy. That's right, thank you. You're 100% so far. Old keys do not open new doors. If you can see it, you can be it. All right? The things that make me different make me. How you do one thing
It's how you do everything.
is how you do everything. That's right. Benza. Every bump is a boost. You knew that was coming. The needs of many
Outweigh the needs of the few.
outneeds the ways of the few. That's right. Every obstacle is an opportunity. I am the me I choose to be. Right. You are what you give, not what you were given. Thank you. Every star shines a little differently. A wish changes nothing. A decision changes everything. Thank you, brother. A teacher takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart. Thank you very much for sharing with your friends and family out there. Well done. You passed. You passed. Part 2. As you know, seniors, I've often used community meeting trivia to educate you on the history of Lincoln Academy. 2 months ago, I discovered in the archives the address to the class of 1975, 50 years ago, by the president of the Board of Trustees, Carl Hilton, class of 1924, at the annual alumni banquet. Back in those days, the alumni banquet was held on Saturday before a Thursday graduation. Most seniors attended the alumni banquet. I'll be sharing this with the class of 75 next week at the alumni banquet because it's their 50th reunion. His brief but meaningful address was entitled, this is Carl Hilton, "If You Have the Courage to Endure." Let's hear how Carl Hilton challenged the class of 1975 in the midst of a fragile nation, recovering from the resignation of a U.S. president for the first time in the fall of Saigon 5 weeks earlier in South Vietnam. He had some challenges that maybe we can learn from too, class of 2025. If you have the courage to endure. There isn't much I can say to you in the way of advice along the paths you may have chosen to walk. However, there might be a message of warning in the thoughts I'm going to leave with you. Never before in the history of our country have there been so many opportunities for the young people to succeed, to climb to the top of their goal that you have set for yourselves, if you have the courage to endure. The road is the same today as it has been for 200 years, hard and rough, full of failures, disappointments, heartaches, and sorrows. But remember, all this is but stepping stones to success, if you have the courage to endure. This country cries out for leadership in every walk of life, in every government, from the lowest to the highest. I urge you people to become involved in your government before it gets too late. The government of the people, by the people, for the people, is slowly but surely eroding on the shores of time. It's up to you and thousands like you all over the nation to set our country back on the foundations on which it was formed. When you graduate next Thursday, remember this is the class of 75, time has proven never again will you be assembled as one unit. Your careers will find you scattered like chaff in the wind to every nook and corner of the world. To all, the alumni wish you Godspeed, the class of 1975. Pat 2. Pat 3, maybe my favorite. I think you know there's a lot that can be done here at Lincoln Academy, so many opportunities. And as a unique class, I have a list of the memories we have, some of them from your last 4 years at Lincoln. I was adding to this 2 hours ago when I was on my lawnmower. I got to say this. Yeah, and I'm sorry it doesn't include everybody, but I've got it divided into two parts. The class of 2025 is a unique class. Just listen to this list of some of the memories we have from your 4 years at Lincoln. Number 1, a bell tower restoration. You heard it. LA's recognition in Down East Magazine as the best independent school in Maine 3 years in a row. A robotics team qualifying for the Nationals. 3 impressive senior recitals. Elias Bassett's feature film, Getting Along. Outstanding drama productions topped off this year by Macbeth and Sonnets to Orpheus. Java and Jam performances. Foursquare World Championship. Bridget White, honored as Lincoln County Teacher of the Year. New lights on the William A. Clark Field. 3 one-act regional titles. The traditional music program's trip to New York City. Debate team, national qualifiers all 4 years. Multiple Central Maine Math Team championships. The Career and Technical Education Student of the Year, LA, 3 years in a row. A spring art show overflowing with student artwork. 4 years of the talent, the FLB that delivers. 4 homecomings, winter carnivals, and proms. And an LA band that led us up Academy Hill in homecoming and represented Lincoln Academy at the Memorial Day Parade. Now for sports. Lincoln Academy has won 41 KVAC championships. In your 4 years, 15 of them. That's 37% of the KVAC championships. First wrestling KVAC championship. The first conference ever for a girls cross-country team. That's Knox-Lincoln, Mid-Maine, or KVAC. And then they won 3 in a row. First KVAC champion in track for the girls. Boys soccer, 2. Girls tennis, 3. Boys cross-country, 2. Representing Lincoln Academy very well. 13 good sportsmanship awards. The first night field hockey homecoming game, thanks to Mr. Burrows. It's been a great addition to the weekend. The return of the bonfire, you heard about that already. A New England individual golf champion, Kellen Addicks. How about some overtime drama? We've had some overtime drama this year. Let's start with a couple years ago. Tucker Stiles at the line with less than a second left. He had to sink 2 foul shots to put it into overtime, where E.J. Hunt made a great steal and helped us to victory. It was a stepping stone to the next year, where you played for the regional championship for the first time since 1989. More overtime drama last year. 3 overtimes versus Yarmouth. I don't think the staff was very happy with us at the expo because we were putting them behind schedule all the time. And of course, the girls basketball team, a real gutsy game against #1 Spruce Mountain. Really represented Lincoln Academy well down there, both the boys and girls. And who can forget the boys soccer game here versus Freeport? Overtime, penalty kicks. The goalie, not only did he stop, but he scored as well. Coach, I don't know how you did that. And for the first time ever, there was a rush on the field. One of the wildest celebrations I can remember at a Lincoln Academy sporting event. Now, Mr. A, he gives me a job nowadays. He says, okay, you got to stand over there and don't let him come over the fence if something happens here. So thanks to you, Mr. Burrows. Sorry. You put some extra work on my shoulders, but that's all right. That's okay. So overtime drama, great stuff. 200 lacrosse goals by Miriam Delisle.
Yeah.
100 wins, Cole Workman.
Yeah.
150 wins, Adam St. Cyr. Boys lacrosse, Sean Cushing, 500 saves.
Yeah.
Isaac Rich, 100 goals.
Yeah.
Gabe Hager scored 1,000 points in your sophomore year. Rand Maker was recognized for 25 years of coaching Lincoln Academy basketball. We had state champions, Rowan Donahue in the 600-meter walk, 1,600. Jordan Anderson in the 55-meter hurdles and indoor track. The girls 4x800 relay team. And the first time ever, we had 3 state champions in wrestling. Jaden Lafrene, Adam St. Cyr, and Jacoby Hager. Numerous KVAC individuals. I wish I could recognize them all. There was a great track meet last Friday night. I had a blast being there, seeing you guys run so fast and represent Lincoln Academy. And finally, after 40 years, I've been waiting for this. The discus record to be broken.
Yeah.
1959, Bill Clark set the state record and won the state championship. And I've been waiting for that record to be broken. I can retire. Congratulations, Dave Guffey. He broke it again this year. It's 149.39. Thanks for all you've done, bringing credit to Lincoln Academy. The word credit comes from the Latin word credo, which means to believe. And what you did made people believers in Lincoln Academy. Fourth and final, Many coaches, male and female, have become significant influencers in the lives of people. John Wooden was one of those coaches. He was the men's basketball coach from 1948 to 1975 at UCLA. A record 10 NCAA national basketball championships. A record 7 NCAA championships in a row. A record 88 consecutive wins. A men's basketball record. Who's got the overall record? I said men's. Who's got the overall? 111 is the longest streak. Not South Carolina. What's a good girls' basketball program? UConn is correct. 111. That is correct. All right. Obviously, I think they called him the Wizard of Westwood. Let's get to him as a person, though. He was known for his motivational leadership and timeless lessons emphasizing hard work, preparation, and the importance of character. His quotes often highlighted the value of striving for excellence, embracing mistakes as learning opportunities, and staying humble. I was on Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook person, but sometimes you see something good on Facebook. And this is where I get an idea for this. One of his favorite quotes, "Make each day your masterpiece." To me, that is anything you reflect on at the end of the day that was a positive achievement. I would like now to share a poem John Wooden memorized. I heard it on Facebook. I said, I got to learn this. I've learned half of it, not all of it yet. He memorized it. I wouldn't dare try to memorize it and do it for you. So, I would like to now share a poem John Wooden memorized, which emphasizes the importance of each and every day. It is called Today by Vivian Kaiser Larimore, who was the second poet laureate of Florida for 44 years, from 1931 to 1975. Today. I shut the door on yesterday, its sorrow and mistakes. I've locked within its gloomy walls past failures and heartaches. And now I throw the key away to seek another room and furnish it with hopes and smiles in every springtime bloom. No thought shall enter this abode that has a hint of pain, and envy, malice, and distrust shall never entrance gain. I've shut the door on yesterday and thrown the key away. Tomorrow holds no fear for me, since I have found today. Class of 2025, tomorrow will be your masterpiece. In less than 24 hours, you'll be alumni, members of the Lincoln Academy Alumni Association, founded in 1894. To all the alumni, we wish you Godspeed, the class of 2025.
Thank you, Phil. You're certainly a credit to us here at Lincoln Academy. That was a wonderful speech, and we're going to miss you next year. You leave enormous shoes to fill, but we'll do our best to carry on your positivity and your deep Eagle pride as you retire. That concludes our baccalaureate ceremony tonight. Thank you for being here. Guests, please wait for our graduates to exit, and please think sunny thoughts, wear your pajamas inside out, or whatever it is that makes sure that you're going to make sure that we have a clear day tomorrow. But we will see you at graduation tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Arson and Mariana, prepare the class to exit.
We love you, Paige.
Amen.
You.